So you downloaded Graphene OS and you're trying to get some alternative apps. Maybe you don't want to use the Apple Play Store. You don't want to download Google Play services, and you just want some free and open source, or at least open source apps. This is going to be my list of apps that I use on my phone. They're the best ones I've found, the ones I use every day. First, I have Aegis. Aegis is a two-factor authentication app. It works just fine. I don't use it a lot, but there's a couple apps like random apps that'll require an actual two-factor authentication app. So I always use this one. AntennaPod. AntennaPod's a podcast app. You can search for, I found all the podcasts I listen to on there. If you pay for special podcasts on Patreon or something like that, it's easy to import. The only thing is with AntennaPod, and I found this with every podcast app pretty much outside of the native podcast app on iPhones. When you stream a podcast on AntennaPod, it will randomly just cut, and then it'll go back like 5 minutes, but it'll look like it's the same file. It'll look like it's still streaming all the way through. So you'll miss stuff, and it got really annoying. But I learned that if you just download the podcast before you listen to it, solves all your problems. So that's what I do. No problems after that. Just download the file and listen to it. You'll be fine. Vanadium. It's their modified version of the Chrome browser. It's good just for just about everything. It takes out telemetry. It, blocks a bunch of stuff that could be malicious. A few things don't work on it. I've run into a few problems where certain websites just won't load. And that's why I downloaded what's next, which is the Brave browser. Basically, the Brave browser, I downloaded it for all the websites that won't work with Vanadium. And also, a little plus, it has some ad blockers built into the mobile version. So if you go to YouTube, you won't be really seeing any ads anymore. It's no modification I had to do. So you can watch YouTube. The only downside is you can't really queue up videos or anything like that unless you make a playlist and then play the playlist. That's the only downside, though. That's how I watch most of my YouTube right now on the go. All right, up next is Healy board. I tried out a bunch of keyboards. The keyboard that comes with it is fine. It's probably pretty secure because it's not online, anything like that. But I like Healy board because I was able to customize it a little more. I like doing the split keyboard, and I like my keyboard to be like blacked out. So I got Healy board. It also has some like text prediction stuff, and the text prediction is not great, and sometimes it won't even pop up, but it doesn't really matter that much to me. And I don't know if the default keyboard that comes with Graphene does it, but like if you have a password manager, it'll link that in the little bar above the text. So you can click that to enter passwords and stuff like that. One that just about everybody probably already has is F-Droid. You can get, I think everything on F-Droid has to be FOSS. It has to be free and open source. So basically, I was using this for a while, but it's a little annoying and it's a little ugly. So I downloaded Obtainium through that. And I basically just use it to update Obtainium. And that's what's next on the list, Obtainium. Obtainium you can use to pull apps directly from the creator's GitHub, or you can download them from F-Droid, but through the Obtainium app, so everything's like consolidated in one area. You can update the apps through there. It's pretty clean. You run into some problems every once in a while if the person who's maintaining the Git page is not labeling things quite right, or if they got a lot of packages for different operating systems or different architectures, sometimes you run into problems, but I've only had to really troubleshoot one or two things. I'd recommend this because it just works. My password manager, I was using Proton Pass, but I started feeling uncomfortable with all my passwords being online only. and I just wanted to take it completely offline. So I got KeePass DX. It stores all your passwords in an encrypted file. So you set one strong password, log in, load the file, you're good to go. All of it's there. You can save was it passkeys? You can save passkeys in there now. I don't know when they added that, but that helps a lot. And then you can just make copies of the password file, keep them updated, keep one on your computer, keep one on your server, keep one on your phone, and just make sure. That's the only trouble is unless you set up some kind of sync, like sync thing or something, some kind of syncing app, you're going to have to manually back these up. So you just have to remember with the offline password manager, if you add a password or change a password on your phone, then you need to go ahead and update every other file wherever it's stored, because if not, you'll forget, and then you'll get on your computer and then you'll add a password on there. Now you got two conflicting things, and you're going to have to make a copy of one of the files off your phone, move it to the desktop, and then you can merge them together and it'll merge the differences. Just keep everything synced and backed up yourself and you'll be fine. All right, maps. I have to admit, I do have a second profile just for certain things Google related, where I have Google Play services and the Google Play Store on there. And I do have Google Maps on that profile just in case. But on my main degoogled profile, I'm using organic maps. I live in a pretty rural area and it does pretty well. I mean, you're not going to get like the traffic updates. It's not going to be as good as Google Maps. And that's because it's not constantly spying on you. So, yeah, you can try organic maps out. I like it. You can download it, the map files, and basically run offline. So if you're in the middle of nowhere, lose cell service, you're still good to go. You can at least see the map and get to around where you're going. But if you hate that, I don't know what to tell you. You'll have to just open up a new profile with Google Play services and use Google Maps and let them track you on there. Messaging. So I live in the US, so everyone text messages. They don't use WhatsApp and I can't get any of my friends to use Signal or any of those truly encrypted applications. So I use Quick. The default messaging app that comes on Graphene is pretty ugly. It looks like it's from 2013. Quick looks pretty modern. It works well. You're not going to get the RCS or anything like that. But honestly, like RCS, if you're the only way I know of to get RCS on an Android phone is to use Google Messenger. And then I guess you could do that on the second profile, but I don't know. I don't know. If you want to say something, if you need your messages encrypted, then just tell the person or switch over to a Google profile and send it to them through RCS and then go back to your normal one for just everyday communication. My mail, I use Tutamail. Tutamail, I migrated from Proton because Proton started adding more and more stuff and becoming like Google. I guess they're probably not spying on you, but they have an ecosystem now. And it was just too many apps all tied together, all online, and it just started feeling really messy. Tuta has a calendar and email, and that's it. And the app is very clean. And if you have your own domain name, you can add like an infinite amount of email addresses under that domain name. So that's what I use. I enjoy it so far. Very easy, very clean. All right. And the last app I got on the list is Termux, which is a terminal emulator. So you can do pretty much anything you can do in a Linux terminal. I haven't worked on it a lot to see what I can and can't do, so I couldn't really tell you the limitations it has. I mainly use it because I have a personal Git running on my server at home, and I use it to push and pull the key password file just to keep it updated. So if I update on my phone, I push it to my Git, and then once I get on my desktop, I pull it from my Git. So I like it a lot better. I tried setting up sync thing to automatically sync everything, and I just had a bad time. So I just use Termux and to Git push and pull, and that's it. Other than that, I do have like a Telegram FOSS, but I don't really use Telegram that much. And Fluffy Chat, which I think is like a matrix chat or something like that. I'm just messing around with those to see if anyone's on there and what they actually post. But yeah, so that's all my Graphene OS apps. Check these out. I'll list them in the little section below. If you enjoyed this video, got anything useful out of it, give me a like. If you got any apps that I didn't mention that you think are pretty cool, put them in the comments below. Maybe throw me a subscribe if you feel like it. All right, have a good one. Bye.